Hello, hello. It is officially sweater weather. Even though we actually are having a heat wave over here, I feel like taking off this sweater. But in the name of fashion and in the name of the theme of this video, it is sweater weather fragrances. I usually build up my content so that we start off kind of safe and then we build up into more complex fragrances. But that's not what I'm going to do today. We're going to start out with something complex by talking about Chinese tobacco by 1969. Chinese tobacco is a warm, resinous fragrance with ingredients that you would typically find in a Chinese kitchen as well, thrown in there for measure. So you have some ginger and some coriander along with the tobacco. And it's not a completely tobacco forward fragrance, but you feel the warmth of the tobacco with the spices. And I don't want to get into food territory because it's not like it's food territory, but you do have some of those kitchen ingredients in here that makes this one really interesting. It's also got some tar accord in there. It's a little bit incensey. It's a little bit vanillic as well. And it's just, there's nothing like it. Do not read the reviews, okay? Fragrantica, don't go straight there. Go straight to the brand. I believe their brand is actually down at the moment, their brand website. But do not read any reviews. If this sounds interesting to you, a really unusual from the left take on tobacco, try out Chinese tobacco. The more complex the fragrance becomes, the more difficult it is to describe it. That's just how it's supposed to be. The more complex, the more you're supposed to just try it out. There's no way you can imagine what this smells like without actually smelling it. This video is brought to you by Ana Luisa, my favorite affordable jewelry brand. I'm wearing both old and new Ana Luisa jewelry. This ring right here, my friends, is so cool. A cocktail ring. It's got something like marbly in the center of it. Very cool. What I love about Ana Luisa is their high range of jewelry. They have everything from dainty to chunky to fashionable to edgy to chic. There's something for everyone, and they've got rings, earrings, necklaces. This is a ring that I've actually had for quite a while from Ana Luisa, this dome-shaped ring. I used to wear dome-shaped rings all of the time. And then these earrings. I actually have these earrings in the medium size. They're called the Tia earrings. So I have the medium, and now I also got the small size. This tiny little earring right here, I absolutely love. It is one of the chicest things. I did lose the other one, sadly. So I need to order a new pair. It is very dainty and it never actually fell out of my ear, even though you like twist it through. I find that it actually stays. I do remove all of my jewelry when I go to bed so that they don't bother me in my sleep. So it's not like the earring fell off. That was actually myself who misplaced it. And Ana Luisa has a 2-year warranty. They've changed it from 1 year to 2 years. I actually had a necklace that came to me faulty and then I just sent it back right away. There was no issue with that at all. Their service is incredible. So if you are looking for jewelry in gold, silver, what have you, go check out Ana Luisa. Their gold jewelry is gold plated, so you have to remember to take that off. I'm bad at remembering that, but my rings have actually held up quite well. Like, look at the back of this ring. It still is golden in color. Yes, I need to go and make another order on Ana Luisa. You can now get 20% off your order, whoop whoop, with the code SAMH20, I believe. I'm going to have the code on the screen for you. And if you're interested, happy shopping. So I'm now going from left to right with a popular fragrance. This one is Starlight by Xerjoff. If you like your fragrances very sweet, you don't mind a little bit of sweet gooiness, a little bit of dessert-like qualities. Such a tight lid right there. You should try out Starlight. It is almondy, cinnamony, kind of cakey, but still, I can wear it. So it is very, very sweet though. It projects, it lasts a long time. And I haven't spoken about Xerjoff in a while on this channel. That was one of my first ever fragrance videos, was like the best of Xerjoff. Starlight wasn't released yet by then, but this is a really easy to wear fragrance that is crowd pleasing, very sweet for men, women, everybody. And yeah, you do get your money's worth with this one, I feel like. I mean, Xerjoff fragrances can be expensive, but in this case, you are getting projection and you are getting longevity. Gotta like your cardamom. Oh, sweet cardamom, almond, gooiness, goodness. Next, we have a fragrance that I hope will be brought back by Beautypie. Beautypie, I love their fragrances. They cut out the middleman. They go straight to the source. So they actually get ingredients that some of the most high-end fragrance brands use, except the packaging and all of the frills and the ruffles and feathers are not a part of it. Stripped back. This is Le Smash Santal. It is a warm sandalwood fragrance. I have a lot of warm sandalwood fragrances. I know what warm sandalwood is supposed to smell like, and this smells like real warm sandalwood. The sandalwood in here is warmed up by tonka. And again, don't go to Fragrantica, people, because it's saying that lavender is super duper prominent in this. No, it's not. It's not super duper prominent. There's a bit of lavender in here. If that puts you off, avoid perhaps, but I never ever thought that there was lavender in this until I looked up the actual notes. This is a creamy, warm sandalwood. It is not the most long-lasting fragrance, but check the price, okay? It smells the part, and then you have to respray it because you're not paying a bajillion dollars. You don't have to pay a bajillion dollars to have your fragrances last a long, long time, but you will have to pay more than this price point usually. Great bargain deal, Le Smash Santal. I actually found Beautypie fragrances on eBay. Sometimes people are selling them after they've used them. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that, but there's a little tip. I'm going to add some florals to this list. I don't do enough florals, do I? I need to have like a proper floral video on intoxicating florals because I love florals. Florals are the original perfumes. This is not a pure floral. It's more complex than that, but it's cool. Kamasurabhi. Kamasurabhi by Lorenzo Villoresi. Firenze. Exotic florals, the brand likes to call these exotic florals, okay? You got your jasmine, you got your ylang ylang, you got your tuberose, the beautiful tropical white florals, and then you got sandalwood, and you got a bit of patchouli. This is quite intoxicating. This is quite intoxicating. This is like Jaipur in the 1970s or something like that, okay? Like tuberose garlands and jasmine and ylang and burning sandalwood in the background. This fragrance is actually quite masterful. I was in between mentioning Kamasurabhi or Alamut. Alamut, I've kind of said, is a bit more, so less sweet, less florally, a bit more masculine than Kamasurabhi. So as a pairing, as a couple pairing, Alamut and Kamasurabhi would make a beautiful scented couple. I wish I could do couple consultations. That would be like a dream job for me. Have people come in as a couple and pick a pair of scents that work out well, and then they leave and live happily ever after. That would be amazing. I think scent brings us together. And if you can stand the scent of your partner, you're gonna last the duration, okay? Scent is such an important part. Like, this is a whole other topic as well, okay? Attraction and scent and all of that. A lot of people go through that stuff, but I really, really mean it from a scientific point of view as well. I digress. Kamasurabhi. Next, I'm going to go challenging again. And so Frederic Malle is a brand that took me a minute to get around to actually appreciating for what it actually is, because it is not a brand that you try in passing and you immediately get a love out of. Maybe there are a few that you do, like Musc Ravageur kind of leaves that instant impression on you. But others, Carnal Flower as well could leave a quick impression because it is a super straightforward, heady tuberose in your face that's also green. It just smacks you in the face. Whereas the rest of them are subdued. They are, dare I say, quiet luxury. Crack myself up in these videos. So Rose Cuir is a fragrance by Jean-Claude Ellena, arguably my favorite perfumer. Let's not discuss this in the comments, okay? Let's not argue about that. Jean-Claude Ellena, lovely brush strokes in his fragrances. Rose Cuir it's no exception. I tried this on a cold spring day on the way, to a date wearing faux fur, and I stopped by Liberty in London, and it's this old building that's like Tudor style and just my favorite department store in the world. And then I spritzed on some Rose Cuir as I walked past the Malle counter, and wow, like as the weather turns colder, you could also pull this off in like milder weather, perhaps with fewer sprays, but on your faux fur, this is a winner. It is a love or hate scent. It is definitely love or hate. I hated it at first. Like, this is the crazy thing about this fragrance thing. Try things a year later, 2 years later, 3 years later, etc., and your nose is going to change. The way I used to hate Gorgonzola cheese, I love Gorgonzola now. I cannot get enough of Gorgonzola. The same thing happens to your nose. Rose Cuir. Did I even say what's in this? So rose and leather. Rose and leather is one of the coolest combinations possible to me. Rose and leather is something that kind of shows my personality, showcases how I am the best way possible, because you got rose that is hyper feminine and you got leather that is hyper masculine, and you smack the two together and you have something that is just contradictory and stylish and edgy and so unique and so personal to whoever's wearing it. I've got a handful of rose and leather fragrances for that reason. Rose Cuir. This fragrance has facets of vetiver, and the rose, I forgot to mention, is actually a geranium. So they've taken a masculine rose, a masculine take on a rose, which is using geranium, which comes off as a rose scent. I love geranium. Oh, geranium is clean and refined. Clean and refined. And then you got your edgy leather. This is the M word. Masterpiece. It just is. Either love it or hate it. That's how masterpieces go. That's certainly a fragrance I wear for me. Next, we have a fragrance that is a lot easier to love. If you like warm, if you like inviting, if you like non-challenging and elegant. Kismet by Lubin. Underrated brand, well-priced, well-ingredients, and not super duper widespread, right? Cool looking bottles as well. That's a plus, right? We're not going to ignore that. Beautiful sculpture right here. Kismet is bourbon vanilla-y with a little bit of rose and patchouli. It starts off kind of lemony. So it still has that lemony facet in the dry down as well. It's just very well balanced. It is proper dancing shoes. It is Fred Astaire. It is just cool. It's cool. It's evening, cocktail lounge. For me. For you, it could be morning. Who knows? But it is definitely sweater weather appropriate. It's inviting. I'm going to wear this one today. It's morning here. So those were my picks for sweater weather. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys wear when you pull out your sweaters. And also, do you have that issue of not being able to get a scent off your sweaters? I definitely have that issue. Okay, off topic. But you cannot wash wool and cashmere very often, right? So with sweater weather, I kind of stick to the same lanes of fragrances so that if I do layer on top of each other, they're going to work out That's a whole other topic. So much to talk about in the world of fragrance. Please leave me a comment down below if you enjoyed this video. And I hope that you do check out Ana Luisa. My code is down below for 20% off. Love their jewelry. And I will see you next time.